what it means. When your bloodline came from the king, my regime, to elite. So it's only right that you give me the crown. Give me the crown.
Welcome to the Royalty Radio Podcast. I am your host, bigger than everybody, Bobby, aka BD, aka Brandon, aka the best to ever do it, with my co-host, Miss La Amate.
La 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 Amate. I'm in the building, y'all. Listen, we was just talking. I said, how am I come in this thing? And I'm silly. Me and B cracking on the phone all day long, and that's kind of one of his intros he gives me when he calls me. He's like, yo, la la la. I'm like, yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah, we talk, almost every day.
Yeah.
And every time I call her, I say something different.
So, yo, la money.
Yeah.
So I mean, however you want to lay it, la 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 money, Amate, Queen La.
Hey, lot of flyers.
Hey, lot of dope.
All right, now get off yourself.
Okay, all right.
So obviously this is the first episode of Royalty Radio Podcast. We really just wanted to do a quick intro for ourselves. We both come from music and poetry backgrounds, I would say. I think that's fairly accurate. One of us is probably a little bit more accomplished than the other one.
Really? You cannot play the violin though.
I mean,
right.
Nah,
okay.
Right. So, but this is a podcast. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things, from relationships to astrology and the oracle readings and just general stuff. So we're just going to kind of get into a little bit of everything. We really hope you guys enjoy it. We know you guys are going to enjoy it, which is why we're bringing it to you. And yeah, that's it. You're going to get a nice little sample of indie music. We want to make sure we shine a spotlight on some of the dope artists that are out there putting in work every day. So that's what we're about.
There's some dope up and coming indie artists in our generation. So, we just want to pay our respects and shine some light on them.
With that being said, let's get into the first track. This is going to be Terrance X, Fly, from the album 369, Witch Duck. You can find it on Tidal and all streaming applications.
Listen, 1990 something on my Huffy as a youngin'. Somebody caught a body, that's my cousin. And ain't nobody telling, but he probably on the running. It sucks cause he my favorite, I won't see him for some summers. You know how niggas gon' act when it get warmer. Men get territorial and got something to prove to these women who got an aura. Walking around the guys on purpose with no panties on her. Niggas die over pussy, the powder, and over corners, that's the normal. Cuz told me leave, ain't nothing for you. But you wake up to a battering ram 4 in the morning. Niggas solitary, hit with the charges and facing 40. Fly plane, go to college, get about this fine and shorty. I'm talking about a badass bitch. Well, not a bitch, I mean a lady who know nothing about this shit. Who don't mind you a little crazy. All your family members slinging, abusing the trigger fingers. You a wolf, that shit ingrained. Show us a better way, my nigga. Fly. Fuck up out of here, my nigga, little nigga fly. Yeah, that's a true story too. Hey Dad, you remember you built that deck on Whistler Road at grandmama's house? I'll never forget it, man. Rah was sitting up there with me, I was a little dude, man, and he told me to get up out of here, fly a plane or something. I'll never forget that. Best advice I ever got. Grand Champ Terriers, bring your motherfucking courage. You can't kill your pit if he lose a match, you a fucking bird. You ain't shot a pistol before you 12, you a fucking nerd. Sunday just another Saturday, my nigga, fuck a church. That's my reality, gotta be more than that. If he love writing the rap more than selling crack in these alleys. I was blessed that the beat dropped before I dropped the baggie. At the address of an addict, somebody onto your daddy. I could have been sticking this pistol in your molars. Give me what you holding, the bubble coating the Jordans, or transporting coca, cooking smack for the smokers. Instead, I'd rather write these rap verses and tell my story. You know I don't go to funerals. I just immortalize the fallen in the studio. It's more to this than throw away burners and moving coke. I've been around the fucking world. This shit is beautiful. My nigga fly. One take, I ain't doing this shit no more. Yeah, fly. Fuck a pair of shoes, get your passport and fly. That's real shit. Rest in peace to Brit. Fred.
What you do today, equal your tomorrow. But you gotta have faith, soul telling you to change. But your body don't follow anything you try to say. It's like you in a daze. Yeah, you listen to the speech. 7 days in the street make 1 week. Never give up on your dreams. I do not accept defeat, unless they step into the beat, to the rhythm of my soul. Yeah, I kept it on repeat. The mind is a weapon, got heat. The treasure that you find inside to bring peace. The measure that you measure success is MP. Aerial, AB, I'm serious, stereo. Turn me up in your ear, you ain't hearing, yo. I deliver flow to the code, that mysterious material that keeping us delirious. Change, everybody wanna change, but nobody wanna change. Man, we talk about change. Everybody wanna change, but nobody wanna change. Man, we talk about change. Everybody wanna change, but nobody wanna change. Man, we talk about change. Everybody wanna change, but everybody's scared. Hold up. Wake up and make up a plan that's gonna put you ahead of the game. Shake up the world like Muhammad Ali back when Cassius was clay. The summer and winter won't fall in the spring when you train like Mayweather. Leave it all on the ring like you down on one knee for what's worse or what's better. Punch like you fight with the money. Teams undefeated are teams that learn from mistakes. Practice prepares you for pressure. Pressure pops spikes in the place, always raising the stakes. I traveled the world, it was raising the stakes. I'm pumping that iron and raising the plates. And lined up my stash, no razor to face. My focus is potent, I'm high up on faith. When you attract violence, just watch out. Savages always act macho. When it comes to that cheese, they not your average. They scavengers out just to eat what you ate. My soldiers is posted, we march through the madness, go hard in the pain. Now this ain't a game, it's hard in the pain. So stay in your lane, like hard in the high, but we rocket the flame. Change, everybody wanna change, but nobody wanna change. Man, we talk about change. Everybody wanna change, but nobody wanna change. Man, we talk about change. Everybody wanna change, but nobody wanna change. Man, we talk about change. Everybody wanna change, but everybody's scared. Everybody wanna change, city wanna change. I know you do. You tryna get ahead, gotta switch a lane. Them haters ain't just doing what they supposed to do. Can't see success in life without some obstacles. Everybody wanna change, get it, wanna change. I know you do. You tryna get ahead, gotta switch a lane. Can't worry about what a hater gotta say. Just focus on your own creativity. Everybody wanna change, get it, wanna change. Everybody wanna change, get it, wanna change. Everybody wanna change, get it, wanna change. Man, you gotta change. Obstacles are made to be overcame. It's hard to find growth without change.
You just heard Change by recording artist Tebe Zalango. He's an international spoken word artist, dope rapper, dope MC. Check him out on all streaming platforms, including Apple Music. He's got a new album, The Flow of the Now 2, that is dropping December 21st. Check him out.
Yeah, very dope, brother. I liked it. That was like my first time hearing it too, so super dope. So La, man, let's get into the first topic. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this before we talked, obviously, with everything that's going on right now with poly, because we're both poly, obviously, with the new feminist movement, black feminism, whatever, however you want to get into it. Like, what really is the value of a man in our social climate right now, 2020 social climate, relationship climate, world climate? How do you define what the value of a man is within a relationship dynamic?
Okay, so I'm feeling a need to break the first part of this down a little bit because not a lot of people understand what poly is. We kind of just threw that in there. Yeah, we're both poly, but what does that mean though, right? So
Right.
poly is the opposite of mono or monogamy. To be monogamous is to be committed to one person, one partner. Most monogamous people have girlfriends, boyfriends, and sometimes even with the idea
Side
or
pieces.
right, and some with the ambitions of marriage, a monogamous marriage, just one person. No,
Mm.
so poly is the opposite of that. Poly, the root of poly or the origin of poly really means many.
Say
Okay,
many,
so it's
many. Say
many
me, say
love.
many, many,
Poly,
many.
amory. Amory is love. So many. Yay. So yeah, many loves, and there's so many different dynamics that you can find that may serve you within the polyamory community, and we can break that down on another show here. But it just means many loves, and what that actually look like. You just define what that is for you. So on the second half of that question there, the value of a man. The value of a man for me is standard across the board,
Mm.
whether he's mono or poly.
Right.
I would say initially I wouldn't know how to answer that question because I'm struggle I struggle sometimes with like gender roles. I speak more energy than I do physicality. So
You
so
know,
but
I
the
it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, you good.
but it came to me, because I was really sitting and thinking about my life and my relationships and in the space that I occupy within those dynamics, and I talk a lot about, I guess the things I talk about a lot are what a man should do, right,
Mhm. Mhm.
versus what exactly is my value within those relationships, and
Mhm.
sometimes I'm not even sure with how, because I don't know, I've never felt truly valued in relationships. Ugh, no, don't want to make nobody mad, but there have been times where I would feel like appreciated or liked or loved, right? But I
Mhm.
don't know if I truly ever felt valued for everything that I brought to a
Yeah, I feel like
relationship.
it's kind
And
of
maybe
a
that's
tricky
why those
question.
old relationships are old relationships.
Right, because what you would want a man to do would be, or who a man should be would be the attributes or the characteristics that make up what we would consider a good man, and that is tailored to each individual based on their own individual desires and wants and needs. But the true value of a man is him overstanding his energy and
Mm,
what his purpose is on this earthly realm. So I speak energy and I speak synergy when it comes to the proper exchange of energy when it comes to divine masculine and divine feminine energy, making sure that there is a graceful flow, and that
mm,
flow is connected to the universe. So universally and energetically speaking, divine masculine is the physical leader. Here in today's society, this westernized mindset, we got the perception that a man is supposed to lead, a man is supposed to show the way, he's supposed to protect and provide, he's head of the household, and then you
right.
get these men with these big ego complexes where he's not taking no counsel, right?
Mm,
uh
right.
and you
And it,
can't tell him shit, it's my way or the highway. But you gotta have that balance, because not only is he leader, feminine is leader as well. They are equals, just on different planes. Okay,
but
so she's
you just
physical, she's
touched on it.
spiritual. Yeah,
Yeah, you
she's
just touched on it. Because a lot of times people look at value like monetarily what my value is,
right, right.
and we've talked about it. I mean, issue ad nauseum at this point about, if a man is providing everything financially and everything emotionally, I mean, what does he really need the woman for? I mean, just to bake, fuck, and incubate babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, hey, and we can do that, but I feel like that creates these power dynamics where the female partner doesn't have any power. They don't have any.
And maybe he does need that, maybe he does need all of that, but all of those we can agree are what, physical, right?
Right.
right? So
Absolutely.
he's lacking something. Then he's lacking the spiritual compass. You know, it's a woman. Why it's a reason why women are intuitive. They say trust your intuition. Women has this natural divine intuition. Okay, because they can reach levels spiritually and receive downloads and be the compass for the man and give counsel to the man that's leading physically.
Right. And
So yeah.
so how do you do as a from okay, from a man perspective, right? Like I'm so down with everything you're saying, right? Having a woman that can do that and be that, right?
Right.
But what I find is what I don't know how to let me think how to properly what I find is when I'm with a woman and she gives me some advice, right? And say she counsels me on a subject or on a topic or whatever decision I'm trying to make. I'll think about what she says, and then maybe I decide, you know what, I'm gonna still make this other decision. You're right. What I
Hmm.
find is after that happens, then they don't want to give me any more advice. They don't want to be counsel anymore because I don't always do what they say. And I think that at the end of the day, for me, I feel like at the end of the day, when we get into you supposed to be counsel, whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean I gotta just do and say everything you say, which maybe I probably should, or maybe I should, maybe there should be a balance. But it's like you can't get the relationship can't fall out of alignment because I don't want to do everything you say. Sometimes I gotta learn the hard way, right?
Right, because if she's committed and trust your leadership, whether you lead on a straight path and follow the vision that she's giving you, or whether you lead astray, depending on the vision that she gets once you lead astray. If it's too dangerous, if she's not able to trust your leadership, then naturally she's going to fall away. But if that woman is committed and says, you know what, he ain't listening. He can ready bump his head, but I'm in this for the long haul. We have the ability to still give redirection and catch you. Well, first catch you when
Mm.
you fall. Okay,
Mm.
support you and let you know that, listen, babe, I told you, but you know, let's get back up on this horse and redirect you. And if you can then be receptive afterwards. Now, the problem comes in a play when I give you counsel and you decide to go in the opposite direction. You fall and bump your head. I pick you back up and I say, hey, babe, that wasn't the right thing to do. Let's redirect. Let's try this. Let's go. And I'm trying to refocus you back on the vision or the direction that I was initially trying to get you to go into. If you are then resistant at that point, what can I do? It's a lost cause, right?
Mm.
So that it does have to be a balance. But we as goddesses have to um we have to sometimes compromise, and we have to be fair and understand that at the end of the day we're all having a human experience, and sometimes that means fuck ups and mistakes. And are you loyal enough to stay in this thing long enough to see it all the way through?
Are you gonna stay down?
Right.
Mm.
I want to be
Cue the
down.
and cue that John B. Are you still
Yeah.
down for me? Hey,
Yeah, all of that.
it's it's very I don't know, it's very I feel like it's very hard these days because to find like somebody that you have that real kind of balance with because it's I don't feel like and I'm probably gonna get killed for saying this. I don't feel like women value that skill in today's dating pool. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
wait a
It's
minute. Value what skill? Their intuition, or what are we talking about here?
their intuition, their ability to be counseled, um, all any of that. Like I don't think that women find value in that. I feel like there's been like a weird shift in relationships and relationship dynamics, over the last 20 or 30 years, and women want to do the shit that men do.
Exactly. There's an imbalance in natural order. And when I say natural order, again, I do not mean physical order. I mean spiritual order. And a lot of women are out of tune with their divine feminine energy. A lot of these women ain't tapped into themselves.
Mm,
So I will say that there's a good chunk of us that's still out here. I practice with some sisters. I commune with some sisters, so I know how many of us there is out there, and we are slowly for surely starting to wake back up. But then you also have these movements, these
mm,
physical movements out here that are infiltrating the minds of our women, and really kind of shifting their perspective on what they think is fair. You know, everybody wants shit
Right.
to be fair. You know, I
And
don't want to be fair. I want to be divine. I
right.
want to
I
be
don't know.
divine feminine.
Can you have fairness and balance? I don't know if that's possible. You know,
So
I don't
yeah, what is fair actually? You know what I'm saying? Fair is like almost saying, you know, normal. You know, people want shit to be normal. But what's normal? You know, that's kind of one of those fine line
right.
type of words. You know, we get so caught up in trying to be all inclusive that we forget to have balance. You are who the fuck you're
Mm,
supposed to be. So you got to learn how to embrace that. If you divine feminine, goddess, be divine feminine and embody that, you know, at 100% capacity. So you should be operating at optimal levels so that you can be all that you need to be for you, and not only for you but for everybody else that's around you.
right.
Stop trying to be things that you aren't meant to be.
And it's almost like that conversation of like equity versus equality, right? In a way.
Right.
Oh man, because I could treat you equal. You know what I mean? Like we can be equal now, and you can do whatever you want to do, have all the power. I don't know. It's kind of, I think it's kind of silly, but like you said, like there's a lot of women that are out of balance or out of alignment, right? But there's also a lot of men. There's a ton of men that are out of balance, not in and not in touch with their spirituality, not in touch with their ancestors at all. And I wonder, and I've always, you know, I've always looked at it in the space like, yeah, obviously women are more in tune with that kind of thing. But men, I mean, men have intuition and men have all of these same things, but we just generally drink it away, we numb our senses to it so bad that we're not even willing to listen and embrace. So I think that it's definitely out of whack and out of balance between man and woman, right?
Indeed, and let me clear something up. It doesn't mean that women can't physically do shit. I'm not saying that women are only supposed to be
Nah,
spiritual.
La said y'all gotta stay in the house with your feet up.
I had to look. I
That's
had
what I
to
heard.
clarify because I'm a Sagittarius, man. I'm a Sag. I'm a whole Sag. Like I'm a doer.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm a doer, and so I get shit done. But I also have. Let me break this down. Every single being, every single human being on this earth is comprised of masculine and feminine energy, both. So I'm
yep,
never saying that a woman is all divine feminine and a man is all divine masculine, but you got to have a balance in that. You know, we have a lot of women out here who their masculine energy is overpowering or overbearing that feminine energy, and there's no balance. That is where that the feminist movement comes from. A lot of them women that started that bullshit, high masculine energy, not even tapped into the feminine energy. Okay, so it's okay to be both, but you got to have a balance in both, and you got to know your place. At the end of the day, you are
and
still.
don't get me talking about these men with this all this feminine energy. Like,
Ooh,
ooh, it's a whole nother conversation. But
the
shout,
overpowered feminine energy. Yes, I mean
yeah,
men are supposed to be tapped and tuned into the emotional side of them. 'Cause that's a whole nother battle, you know, where some men are either emotionally detached or overly emotional. That still on either end of the scale,
mm,
there's an imbalance, and so we got to
I've been
get back
both of
to.
those in my life
Yeah,
at
we got to
different
get.
points.
Man, it's a part of the journey. It's a part of the journey. I promise you. So first of all, we just got to trust that we're right where we're supposed to be. But the point that we want to get to, in which hopefully this podcast allows you all to get there, is just bringing you to awareness. You know,
Yes.
yeah, bringing you to awareness. You got to have a starting point.
I mean, because if I'm being, you know, if I'm being frank, I mean, I'm not the most spiritual person either. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just probably a little bit more in tune than the average person. And I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with the level that I'm at. You know, I'm trying to get, you know, more in tune, obviously, but it's where I'm at. I feel good. Like I don't feel like I get easily, you know, sidetracked or easily duped or, you know, whatever. And that's been a big thing for me too. Well, you know, this may be random, but like just keeping people out of my energy and understanding I don't got to take on the energy and like the feeling of other people, right? Because
Right.
it as a natural like helper and provider and protector, which is what I see myself as, bringing this all back full circle to our original point of what is the value of a man. That's what I've always put on myself. That's what I've always felt it was supposed to be. So I've always been in this space where I want to help, I want to uplift, and I want to build better for the people that I consider my people, my family, my loved ones, my whatever, my
Mhm.
clique, my group, man. And so, but there's a way to do that without taking on that energy all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, indeed. Now, when you talk about the value of a man, we've talked spiritually and or more so energetically, but on the physical aspect of it all, uh, the no brainers should be to protect, to
Mhm.
provide, right? Um, Also, though, what just hit me was is the woman not also a protector and a provider? Not on a
Right.
physical realm, though. Spiritually, this is what I offer as a woman. I'm very in tune with self and very in tune with the spiritual realm and my ancestors. I offer protection and provision spiritually. I do I do my thing spiritually to make sure that my people in my circle are protected from the spiritual, or protected within the spiritual
Mm.
warfare, because you can't protect anybody from spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare just is. Now, winning those battles or conquering those battles are going to be dependent on what kind of queen you got next to your side.
Or queens.
Or look, come on now, or queens you got next to your side.
Oh, hey, look. Yeah, I'll never keep just one. I mean, but
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we can all be, there's this whole leader battle. Who's
yes.
the head of household? Who's the leader? You are both the leaders, just in different realms. Let that man lead physically, but I'm gonna need you to sit on your throne spiritually, right? And lead and be the compass and protect and provide um in other dimensions. That is your
You
job.
know,
That is your purpose. That is your
right,
value.
right. Cause I don't know, like I told you before, I'm it's kind of ignorant, but I'm like, look, if you want me to provide everything and you ain't providing nothing, you gonna have to be ready to suck, fuck, and swallow whenever I'm ready to roll.
Oh God, B.
Look,
I knew it was coming.
I'm just
We had these conversations all the time. I mean, God get
I
real with
just
it then. You
yo,
finna have
look,
to give up that wop. But
look, man. If you don't want to do nothing, that means that shit better be wet all the time. It needs to be
man,
ready all the time. Shit, if I pull my dick out, you need to be on it. Like it don't even need to be a question. You just need to be figuring out what I want happening.
you,
Like, you know what I'm
you
saying?
need to be
Now,
playing double dutch at this point, ready to
right.
jump in.
Always ready. Like, but not obviously I'm joking, but it's like I find that the ideal, or that idea that a man is supposed to provide everything, is a bit outdated, especially in a world where you need multiple streams of income just to survive. Like, you know what I mean? If you ain't got what they say, 7 streams of income, 6 streams of income, or something like that, then you ain't got enough. You know what I'm
I
saying?
believe
So,
it's 7. Yeah, I believe it's 7.
and it's like, so if you want me to provide all 7, you ain't providing nothing. You ain't providing no spiritual like protection, provision. You ain't, you know what I mean? Like, what do I need you as a woman for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have anybody I want to at that point.
Indeed. Um, I'm definitely team multiple streams of income. Anybody who knows me, I wear many hats. Sometimes, I take on too many things at one time. B, you know that.
Ooh,
I
fire
go,
sign gang.
yeah, fire sign.
All of us do that.
Yeah, sometimes people have to reel me back into reality, like, whoop, lie over here, because you tripping, you doing too much. But yeah, I'm so team multiple streams of income, and I think that it's very important that everybody at least brings something to the table. That's the beauty of poly. For me, there's this big misconception with those who don't understand poly. They can't get past fucking. you
Right.
know I would consider, what I'm saying, like, me and you are like the best of friends. You know what I'm saying? And I would consider you a life partner of mine. You know what I'm saying? It's strictly
Yeah,
platonic. We ain't fucking. They don't have to be
absolutely.
sex. There doesn't have to be
Well,
sex
hold up.
involved. What? Shut up.
I mean, hold on. Well, I mean, it don't, I mean,
You
yeah, it
ignorant.
don't have to
Just
be.
ignorant.
So, oh man, but yeah, no. But you're 100% right though. Like it with us, that's like such a it's such a small thing to think about because we provide so much more for each other, and we resonate so much with what we're trying to do and the vision and what we're trying to build. I think that to me that's way more valuable than just sex. I'm like, I'm at a point now where I don't even, I'll be honest, man, I don't even really want to have sex every night like that. I don't even care half the time, like, and I don't
Man, I'm trying to get somebody to knock my bottom out. What you talking about?
see, and that's why I'm so happy with you, like having a whole another so that I can just chill and play or play a movie. Like, yo,
I'm sorry,
I'm
y'all, but
good out
yeah,
here.
I need my back blown out regularly. Regularly.
Yo, I like sleep at this point. Like sleep is so hard to come by, you know, between, how I get down. I'm working from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I really got to be in a mental space. Like I'm so sapio with my shit. Like you got to stimulate me mentally for me to really want to have sex. Half the time I have sex is for my partner. It ain't really for me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, you know what? Other things matter for me. Other types of sensual play or acts matter to me. So it doesn't always have to be sex. Like I enjoy a good massage. A good
Yeah,
massage to put me to sleep.
yeah. You
Sensual
massage
play.
me just right. You might get anything you like. Oh, you want my wallet? Just go ahead and get that. All credit cards, debit cards, all that.
Right. It's like,
Just get that spot on my back real quick though. Like man.
right.
Oh man. A
So
massage will
yeah,
mess your whole life up.
I'm telling you, I love a massage. I love a massage. Also, sensual play, sensual touch. So I mean, we could be laying on a couch and you literally just rubbing on my legs or giving me a hand massage or rubbing your fingers through my hair. Like I enjoy those type of moments, equally as but as much as I do intercourse. So it doesn't always have to be a physical act of intercourse. You know, I'm more
Right.
of a I'm more of a let's connect and exchange energy, tantric type of experience. So I need some of that
Ooh, that's some shit
regularly.
I've been getting into that and like really like trying to explore that lately. And that is, yeah. Like, yo, the few times that I've actually, played with it with a partner and experienced it with a partner, those are some of the best orgasms that I've ever
Yes,
had. And I
yes.
like, oh, like, yeah, that you got me reminiscing over here.
You say you all right, B? You need to get off the phone
Nah, I
and
need
call
to
her. We need to
let
cut
me get a
cut
minute.
cut the record.
Nah, I'm about to play I need to play some slow jams or something. But I think, as a person, as a man, one of my biggest struggles was being affectionate or being receptive of affection because for growing up, that was like my family wasn't very affectionate, right? So I didn't like my mother wasn't a super affectionate woman when I was a child,
I can
and
relate.
so when I got older, I wasn't used to having any like physical affection other than sex. So that led to so many issues when I was having relationships with women that physical touch was a big deal for them because I'd be like, "Yo, get off me! Like I'm not trying to have sex. You not trying to have sex.
I'm so
like
not a cuddler. Nigga move is hot.
right?
Ooh.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
And
look,
I'm good
you
for three
gotta
seconds. 3 seconds. One,
you
two,
gonna get
three breaks.
you getting about 5-10 minutes of solid cuddling for me, and then I'm out. I'm like roll over, like
I'm
you know what I
I'm
mean? Like
good.
get up
Like
off
let's
me.
just touch feet. Like let me put my leg on your leg. Like
Right. Oh, 'cause I'm like, the foot touch. Oh man, that's because I'm tall. I'm 6'5", so I like to put. What I'll do is I'll put my foot up underneath your foot. Right.
right, right.
That's it. Like that, we touching, like chill.
We touching. That is it. That is so. Hey, that is my lane. Most women love cuddling and want to be up under for them it's a sense of security, a sense of protection. Um, also just like that warm body heat. Yeah, I don't like to be hot. I
Right.
also love my space. Once we finish, like if we were in the middle of the act of exchanging
We
energy
got
and
was
we
fucking.
finished, yeah, we good then. But afterwards, once we have climax, I need my space. I need you to move. So, and that's just the way it is for me. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of guys can appreciate that because a lot of men are not cuddlers. So it's always worked out well for me.
I'm look. I'm more of a cuddler now, and I'm way more physically affectionate now than I ever. But really, what changed that for me, having kids, the little ones, they don't really give a fuck about your personal space.
Man,
So,
be all up in your business. I got my oldest
right,
son is a mama's boy, and he be attached to my hip.
right, and and like I said, I'm big. I'm 6'5", so my kids look at me like I'm just a jungle gym for them. They just like, oh, we gonna climb this big nigga like all day, every day. So that really was what kind of broke me down as far as being resistant to that, right? But that,
Right.
and then I was doing, self work, of course, but it really just kind of that was what the catalyst was. And
So the
I
kids was
really,
just an excuse.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
yeah, they,
Kids was an excuse.
it was a good excuse,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but we had a little fun with that. We got, let's take some time and listen to some more music. We got Crown Slow coming up for you guys right after this.
I give you too much meat in these rhymes. I put too much will in these lines. The world just keep on spinning. I just keep on spitting, but ain't enough for me to go round. I'm gonna need for you to hold on. I'm gonna need for you to calm down. I'm gonna need for you to pump the brakes and take a break. My nigga, just slow down. Look, let me be myself for a second. Let me get a second to myself for a second. To reflect for a second. Was a mess for a second. Now I don't even know if that second is over yet. How the fuck am I really supposed to check when everything's pulling me apart? High blood pressure fucking with a nigga hard. And it gets worse cause I'm black from the birth, so I'm cursed from the very start. I wish I could put the world in slow motion, pause the clock and just take my time. If I could put the world in slow motion, I think I'd break my watch and unwind. I wish I could put the world in slow motion, pause the clock and just take my time. If I could put the world in slow motion, I think I'd break my watch and unwind. But the hands on this watch and clock just keep ticking. Nothing I can do about that but keep living. Even if I stop, the world gon' keep spinning. Nothing I can do about that but keep living. I wish I could put the world in slow motion, pause the clock and just take my time. If I could put the world in slow motion, I think I'd break my watch and unwind. I gave you too much meat in these rhymes, nigga. I already know that. I put too much will in these lines, nigga. I already know that they ain't gon' get that shit when I spit that shit. So being deep's a waste of my time, but I rap like I don't know that shit, so I'ma show that shit. Ain't no point in wasting these rhymes. It ain't no point in wasting this gift. Every single fucking rhyme I wrote to get rich. Hold up, pause, let me quit all that line. Here now and then I just wrote it to clear my mind. Here now and then I just wrote it to keep from crying. I can see the light of the universe in my daughter's eyes. Do my best with the stress. The Lord said that I'm trying. I just wish it would do it for me just once and freeze time. They hollering all lives matter, them people lying. They killing my brothers, man, I'm sick of my people dying. They said that the revolution would not be televised. I've been tired a long damn time. Look in my eyes. I done gave you too many thoughts from my mind, too many pieces of my soul, too much love from my heart, too many flames from my spark, but I'm still gonna shine when it's dark. I wish I could put the world in slow motion, pause the clock and just take my time. If I could put the world in slow motion, I think I'd break my watch and unwind. I wish I could put the world in slow motion, pause the clock and just take my time. If I could put the world in slow motion, I think I'd break my watch and unwind. But the hands on this watch and clock just keep ticking. Nothing I can do about that but keep living. Even if I stop, the world gon' keep spinning. Nothing I can do about that but keep living. I wish I could put the world in slow motion, pause the clock and just take my time. If I could put the world in slow motion, I think I'd break my watch and unwind. Take a second, just chill.
murder, murder, murder. That bloody murder, murder. Stone cold killer, call me Steve or Austin. 316s, first 48, get the coffins. They discovered me at a marathon out in Boston. Bomb weight, you all about cake, you frosting. Sweet tooth, niggas, you leak juice, I speak truth. Can't hang with me, you nice, not a neat noose. What's the use trying to compete, Luke? It's odd, like Pikachu trying to defeat Zeus, the god. It's only one me, Jumanji. Style something wild, known to rip it. I kick it wicked as Chun-Li. Her body beats like Zangief, but this ain't a game, so don't be telling me that yo got flame and yo got fire when yo got lame. That's so typical. Really sick of you, yes men, lies habitual. Silly lads, I promise the Phillies pads until my green afloat like lily pads. It's critical. Rhymes like a cure to the bullshit, it's medicinal. We not equivalent, that's mythical. You're pitiful, I'm full of pity when I envision you. You get the difference, or do you need some additional to get it through? Huh? Every artist within my little flock. Balloons in possession of kids, we will pop. Most these artists ain't got a real shot. Just stretches and spurts when they get real hot. Boy smoother than an interlude. Gotta watch me like when you simmer food. Why would rappers wanna get in a feud? I quickly turn a star to a dimmer dude. Make your shit deflate like inner tubes. Hopping in the state with some bitter dudes who wish a nigga failed, but they fake it though just in case you prevail. Ugly, hypocritical, how you judge me. Like how you gon' hate me when you wish that you was me, huh? Everybody wanna be the sensei, swinging for the fence, no Fenway. Pride telling you got the gift, boy, what do common sense say? You ain't got a shot, and I been way out of your league. I'm like 2K without the fatigue, playing LeBron, nigga, fuck is you on? Listen, you are fucking with a king, get your shit straight. I come with apologies like a mistake. Her tits straight, we can roll like a Swiss cake. When your dick great, with the hoes you can dictate. Got my shit in her mouth, making the fish face. Nigga, me lose, not tomorrow nor this day. Nah. Put your thinking caps on, niggas. First track, I'm already in my zone, nigga. Stone cold killer, call me Steve or Austin. 316s, first 48, get the coffin. Same. Yeah. Stone cold killer, call me Steve or Austin. 316s, first 48, get the coffins, nigga. Yeah. Cold killer, call me Steve or Austin. 316s, first 48, get the coffins. To the same nigga, welcome to the same nigga. They scream murder, murder, murder. That bloody murder, murder,
You just heard Lewsid, first 48. Man, B, that's some dope music right there. You know, that was my first time ever hearing him. So how long has he been out? He's up and coming. Is he brand new? He been on the scene for a minute?
You know, he's been rocking for about 4 or 5 years strong, maybe a little bit longer, but that's how long I've, been on his page or whatever. He's a really dope cat out of VA. And he spells his name Lewsid, Lewsid. So check him out. He got stuff on YouTube, SoundCloud, Tidal, all that. So really dope cat.
Definitely gonna have to play that back.
So going back to what is the value of a man? We got kind of off kilter, right? So when it comes to so the poly dynamic, right? And how important is the man when it comes to determining, I guess, the direction of the polycule or the tribe, as it were, in your opinion?
The direction of him? I mean, that would be depending on what he felt was right for him, the type of dynamic. Like in the beginning of this, we talked about the different dynamics of polyamory, and that would just be that would actually determine or set the tone to his value in that specific dynamic. Now, if we want to break it down to the traditional, form of poly, which would be polygyny. Okay, so just to kind of give you guys a base term or definition here, polygyny is a man with multiple wives, and that is one of the most sought out dynamics in the poly community. What that actually looks like, we can break that down even further. You can have triads, which is a man with 2 wives, quads, a man with 3 wives.
I call that Instagram poly.
Right. Yeah. The poly that people only know. Now I'm solo poly.
Right.
Be a solo poly as well. And we can break down what that actually looks like. So it was just determined.
I'm more solo leaning to open.
Yeah,
Poly.
yeah,
I guess that'd be more accurate.
yeah. I have recently determined. Now, I've been solo poly for years now, and I'm getting off subject here, but I just want to say this, that I have recently determined that within my solo poly journey, that I have a liking to a communal structure. We know this. We've been talking about this, for a minute now. That's that tribe energy where we all pull our resources together, kitchen table, but still very open in my love style and how many partners that I choose to have. But back
Right.
to the original question here, the role or the okay, I lost the fucking question.
The question was, how important to the direction of the polycule or tribe do you feel that the man is within that poly relationship status? Now, obviously, this is not including poly relationships that don't have any men at all. You know what I'm saying? Because there are all female triads and quads and tribes. Um, but just speaking from the space of, okay, we got men involved. How important do you think that the man is to those spaces? If
Oh,
and not even
okay.
if he's not the main piece, just
So for me, because everybody polys in a different way, but for me, I poly to build. So any man that comes into my polycule, his value would be to be a builder,
right.
a physical builder. I am a seer, and so I mean that for me would go for a mono or a poly um, relationship. But I
And she's
dig
not talking
into,
construction people when she says builder,
but maybe I am.
but maybe.
I need I need bricks laid, and but I mean more importantly, I mean really just building it in all aspects. Because not only does he come with physical strength, he should come with emotional, mental, and also a keen sense of direction. So I mean building in a spiritual, emotional, mental, and on a physical level. So
Mm.
for me, women are seers and men are builders. That's for me. That's my reality. What that actually looks like for somebody else may be a little bit different, and that's okay. But you gotta in this thing, you gotta really find your own conclusions as to what this lifestyle means for you. For those of you that are poly or have considering poly, why are you poly? Why do you want multiple partners, and what role do these partners play in your life? And so for me, I need multiple men because I need multiple builders. I'm a seer and I see a lot. I'm a visionary. And so because my mind works so rapidly and I have this grand vision here, I need people that are going to actually lay the bricks with me in all aspects of my life and support me
Mm.
emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and be able to physically lay those bricks and bring those multiple streams of income because we got shit to do.
So what you're saying is, if I heard you correctly, is that you're not down with OPP.
Oh no.
And OPP obviously in this regard means one penis policy for
Nah,
all you new poly
nah.
folks out there.
Yeah, we don't do the one penis policy over here.
You know, I'm not an OPP guy myself either. Like, you know what I mean? I don't, and I know it's a lot of guys are gonna be like, "What with your women going out and sleeping with other dudes?" And like, get over yourself. Like, I don't like, come on, man. Like,
But
to
even
me,
even though I'm not OPP, that's typically how I govern myself naturally. I find that with myself, if my partners allow me to be free, 95%, if not more, of my connections are platonic any goddamn way. I might just
right.
be fucking one partner, or maybe one or two. It's not like I feel a need to be connected to every penis that I'm building with. And so for me, it's more so the other aspects of building that I am attracted to. Like I said, I got shit to do. We got shit to do. And if it happens to lead into a natural, general, organic, physical connection, like if there's synergy there. So, the way that I deal with sexual energy, that's a whole nother conversation. Is a lot different than most other people because I'm spiritually in tune and tapped into self, and what that physical portal actually leads to in the spiritual realm.
It's very important to allow people to fully express themselves. And I think that's the ultimate form of unconditional love. It's like you can be and do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Because if you're committed to me as a partner and I'm committed to you as a partner, then everything else doesn't really matter. Whether you go and do whatever you're going to do. And to me, like if you can go have sex with a woman, if I don't have a problem with you having sex with a woman, why should I have a problem with you having sex with a man anyway? Like, well, I don't really see the difference. Like, and I, maybe I'm naive or maybe I'm idealistic, but I just don't think that it's right, or I don't think there's no reciprocity, I guess, in that. If I expect to be able to go out and hook up with other women and build with other women and cultivate the minds of other women, and you can't do the same, eh,
And for me, it breaks down a little further than that. I do have some requirements with that, which is why I have platonic relationships more so than I do have for those physical connections or those actual sexual connections, because I am very mindful of the type of energy that I allow to penetrate me, because the
mm,
exchange of energy is
not
very, very
penetrate
real.
though.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Okay. Look, I mean, we gonna sit out, but
Yeah, I'm
just
trying to get all up in your mental mind.
yes, yes. But listen, let's listen. I mean, soul ties are very weird, real, and you gotta first, for me. This is, I'm only speaking for me.
Right.
However you decide to govern your pussy and your penis, that's up to you. But my portal is very sacred, and I protect my energy, and which is the reason why I don't have sex with all of my partners. Or this shit, it just may not be a physical attraction, but there's
Right.
multiple reasons why I only have the bare minimum of sexual partners that I choose to interact with. It's equally important to me the type of people that my partners are having intercourse with, and,
Mm,
and what type of energy they're bringing back to me.
right. And
So
I want to make a disclaimer out here, fellas. If you talk to anyone and she calls her vagina a portal, just go ahead and hang. Just go ahead and just take your shit off, fold your clothes up, move in. Cause you about to be sunk, man. You about to be whipped. You ain't gonna go nowhere. So she about to put that voodoo on you, and you gonna
hey,
love it. So just understand, like, if she calls her vagina a portal, you not going nowhere. It's over for you. It's a wrap.
well, I'm very in tune with my partners, and if I'm committed to you and I consider you a life partner, I have your best interest at heart. So while I am very open to you dating as many people as you want to date, I'm probably going to be a little bit vocal about the type of people that you choosing to, only because I have your best interest at heart. And for me, that's another value of a woman, to be able to
Mm,
have um the eyes, to be able to see what he may be missing. And that's just not to hate on the next woman, not at all. But I mean, we got to keep this thing 100% funky. If we are building, we got to make sure that we got bricklayers in this thing and not
right.
people who try to come tear some shit down. And
Exactly.
then
And that's really what it's about.
I also have to check myself to make sure that I don't have no ill intentions, ain't no jealousy, and because all that shit is very real.
Yeah. It
In
don't
poly.
go away.
Yeah,
It
it
definitely
doesn't.
doesn't go away.
It doesn't. It doesn't. So I have to always check myself and make sure that I'm coming from a place of purity. If I have anything to say about anybody else's partner, making sure that I have no biases, that I have no jealousy or no ill intentions in my heart whenever I'm speaking on these type of things.
I think that's a great segue into like just some general poly discussion, right? Like some like one thing I always want to tell people, like make just, off the rip, just because you're poly does not mean it's going to fix whatever flaws that you had in your person or relationship prior to you deciding that you identify with that lifestyle, love style, right? And look, if you're not solid with yourself, you definitely can't be solid with somebody else. And if your relationship foundation ain't solid, you should not be looking at bringing an additional body or an additional energy into your poly. You just gonna fuck up your existing relationship and the one, and you're gonna get a person worse energy and bad energy. So yeah, let's just go ahead and put that out there. Any
Ooh, let me tell you, in the beginning of my poly journey, and I think that most people would probably agree. Not everybody, but most can say that when they first learned about poly, they only knew about one particular dynamic.
right,
That's in most cases, which was my case. All I knew about a man having multiple wives. I just knew that I needed more than one person. It's not that that one person that I've had in other relationships wasn't fulfilling. It's just that I had this grand desire to build, and I'm a more of an all hands on deck type of individual. And I know that we can get with a lot more done with those hands on deck and those minds actively working and those gears turning. However, but when I first started this journey, I entered into a couple of established couples relationships, and I got caught up in them webs, them strands and those webs that you speak of. People
mm,
trying to fill a void in a relationship, or fix a relationship, or
yeah,
give a partner something that they feel that like they may be lacking. Yeah, and it never works. It never works. Not
never ever,
ever.
ever, ever,
There's
ever,
not a
ever.
percent, not 1%, not a half a percent. That shit is never going to work.
I think that's definitely a common thread as to people who how they get into poly or how they find poly. There's very few people that I've met since I've been, in the community that just found poly all by themselves as single people. Like, and I'm sure there's a bunch out there. I just haven't. You know what I mean? So I think that it was always somebody introduced it to me, or my husband introduced it to me, or my wife introduced it to me, or I met this couple and they were, whatever. So it's just like it's that man, like I said, that triad or that idea that
I mean, I had even seen it on TV before somebody introduced it to me, but what you see on TV is definitely
right. So
not what the fuck it is. Now, when
oh,
I my first time ever seeing it and experiencing it and knowing what it was, I think it
mhm,
was it within the Amish community.
mm,
Some shit that I seen within the Amish community on a documentary or something. Um, and that's how I first discovered what polygyny was.
right.
And also, the Bible too. The
Hmm.
Bible talks about having multiple wives. Now, I've never have I ever really kind of dug deep into the Bible. Now, I do have some family members who have a strong Christian background, and as much as I tried to resonate with it, it just never resonated with me. That's a whole nother conversation. But I do remember there being characters within the Bible that had multiple wives. That was another exposure to
Hmm.
um, polygyny. But I met my first polygynous individual in real life back in 20 maybe 2002. Yeah, about 2000.
Mm,
Yeah, about
early in the
2000.
game.
Yeah, about 2002. There was just some talk, about him wanting to have multiple wives that end up manifesting some years later to where he was actually practicing polygyny and had multiple wives,
That's dope.
and tried to recruit Ola
Oh,
to the
hey,
family.
hey, Miss Amate, you remember that time?
Yes. But I mean, you
Do
just gotta
you
really figure out what
remember?
what resonates with you. And for me, it was, some people are in this for religious purposes. Some people are
Right.
in this for um emotional and mental purposes. Some people are in it for space. You got to figure out why you poly, what it means for you, and what value you find within it. For me, it's just not religious for me.
Right.
It's
You know, I think my introduction to it, um, I found myself doing like Google searches for like random shit, like have you ever loved more than one person at the same time, shit like that, because I had been going through I was going through some personal shit. You know what I mean? So I was really questioning myself, and how I found myself in certain predicaments, like, with dating one person and being, tied to another person still, or wanting to be tied to another person, however it may you. And mind you, they're still cheating in poly. Cheaters are cheaters, whether they're monogamous or polyamorous, right?
That's facts. That is a
Um,
fact.
but for me, when I didn't know any, I would say when I was younger, I was young and stupid. I didn't really know better, young and stupid. So that's what kind of led it to me. And so I was doing those searches online, and I found this TV show called Polyamory, and it was about and it was like a whole series, and it followed like two different couples, and they were
What?
both like,
How did I
they
miss
were,
this?
yeah, but so it was two white people. It's like two white couples, you know what I mean? And it was a man and two women. It was actually a man and two women, and then there was a quad, like a man, a married couples that became a quad, and they still had a couple of them still had outside partners, right?
Okay.
So I watched a couple episodes of it on it was on like Showtime or Cinemax or some shit. I found it on Hulu when because they got those other channels on Hulu or whatever. And shout out to Hulu, pay us some money.
All right.
But yeah, so I found it on there, and I watched a couple episodes. Then I was like, okay. So then now I have a word, polyamory, right? So I started looking up polyamory. I'm like, do Black people do polyamory?
Right.
And that led me to like other groups and stuff like that. And I found a whole thriving little community.
But how dope is it, man? The Black poly community is it's growing right now. It's big.
Right.
There's so many of us.
I think it's dope that it's growing, and it's coinciding with the growth of our spirituality as people, and stepping away from certain, indoctrinated
Westernized
things.
Yeah.
So it's like
structure.
Yeah, I think we're getting back to a community-based lifestyle, whether that's with multiple partners or not. I think that's really kind of the trend that's happening, and I think I definitely see it growing over the next 10, 20 years. It's going to be a beautiful thing to see. But that's how I found it, and that's how I found my first interactions with poly people. And it was a big learning curve though at first. And there was some missteps. There was a lot of missteps early on. But yeah, it was a journey. It was definitely a journey. Interesting. All right, family. Well, that's all the time we got for today. I'm your host, Bigger Than Everybody, Bobby. My beautiful co-host, the magnificent, the magnanimous La Amate.
La 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 la.
So yeah, enjoy the sounds of JG, Shine, and Brook's Time Travel. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. All right, Jerry, I got it. Yeah. I wanna see my whole crew shine. I wanna see my whole crew shine. I wanna see 10 foreign whips in the line. Rolex on the wrist, now we all got time. Shine on them niggas. Stunt. Shine on them niggas. Shine on them. Shine on them niggas. Stunt. Shine on them niggas. Shine on them. Shine on them. Shine on them. Sophistication over imitation. A lot of commas on the page, no limitations. Stunt. Time forward to some concourse. When you see the squad dress code encore, my boys come through and kill it like it's Darfur. Let that marinate. Now let it bounce. Calling it fuck the politics, I don't even acknowledge it. Polishing what my papa said, raised me to be an opposite of the popular pop. Gotta stay up out of it. Partners is processing the profit to get up out of here. Until we screaming money ain't a thing now. 98 bulls, 6 rings now. Dividends offshores, one pivot into the fours. I'm preaching it to the core, you speak it until it's yours. Let me chill. Yeah. Team getting louder by the hour. And when I say I'm inspired, looking at an empire, I ain't talking Terrance X. Yeah. Snakes in the grass, cut them off when you see them smile at you. Peep game, when I say I watch, I ain't talking about Apple. Bounce. Loyalty, I gotta judge them accordingly. If you ain't in my corner, then hit the corner. You boring me, the course ain't for corner. You building or you destroying. You worried about me falling, your parachute ain't deploying. No stress if it ain't important.
No stressing what they reporting. I only mess with a portion. Acquaintances got shortened. It's nothing. It's word to the souls in my Jordans. I wanna see my old crew shine. I wanna see my old crew shine. I wanna see 10 foreign whips in a line. Rolex on the wrist, now we all got time. Shine on them niggas. Stunt. Shine on them niggas. Shine on them. Shine on them. Shine on them niggas. Stunt. Shine on them niggas. Shine, 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 shine.
I wanna see my little brother shine even more than myself, and I meant that. Gotta play life with the cards that were dealt, turn dreams into wealth, don't forget that. Keep a suit in the closet, don't listen to a broke man logic. If it ain't about deposits, learn from the fails, no stopping. Stay hungry till the feast get popping. Know where the team at. Remember riding through the Ville as the team back. When there was LA Don, me, carefree lack. All the dollars in the world like we need that. Like we need that. Fast forward to the present. Took a couple L's, learned lessons. Can only make a diamond under pressure. We only trying to shine for the record. Late night talking dollar signs, David Letter. Man, same team there for the struggle. Same ones there in the huddle. 10 seconds on the clock trying to make it to another level. We ain't made yet, it's a safe bet that it's about that time. I sit back and I hear the same lines replaying in my mind, and that's I wanna see my whole crew shine. I wanna see my whole crew shine. I wanna see 10 foreign whips in the line, Rolex on the wrist, now we all got time. Shine on them niggas. Shine on them niggas. Shine on them. Shine on them niggas. Shine on them niggas. Shine.
Check. Sometimes I feel my mind start to wonder if I could change events from my past when I was younger. Would I still have my foot in my ass, chasing for numbers? From girls back in the day after class, slipping on rubbers, racing home, trying to be my mother. But time moved slow, I took the city bus for years, the only set of wheels I own. I had that monthly pass religiously, I stayed with it. The 303 was how I got around, I'm not ashamed of it. In 9th grade, I learned a lot from girls how to play with it. I struggled trying to get through school, wasn't retaining shit. I used to be the class clown, sad to say you learned the hard way. They friends ain't always real as what they claim to see. The things you do in life will benefit and learn the stages. See, karma's fine, but mentally she's an unstable bitch. Excuse my French, I'm bilingual if it's making sense. I'm trying to make $1, had a dream and learn to save it. Learn to save it. Learn to save it. Listen, don't know how else to make it known, for heaven's sake, that I'm not the individual you wanna agitate. Half the time I feel that I might snap and catch a murder case and end up doing 25 to life, now let it marinate. A lot of close calls from collect got me thinking straight. What if I never took the path that got already paved? What if I never joined the Air Force and flew away? And if I never found my wife, where would she be today? I sit and fold my arms and bury my head. Too many voices doubt my inner me. I am my worst enemy. I see my flaws staring in the mirror that's in front of me, and all I think is why I'm at war with you if you are me. I hear him laughing in the background. This nigga rapping think he finna make it out now. But I ain't tripping, all I know to do is keep it moving fluently and understand they fear the unknown, and I'm still new to me, new to me.
Take one. Damn, I'm sick of this position. Been sitting thinking, trying to make $1 million, or be a Bill Gates when I make it out my district, or be a UEP, revolutionize the system. I'm just trying to make a difference, or I'm trying to be a winner. If I could change time, would I still be born a sinner? If I could go back, would those Wheaties be for dinner? See, lately, I've been dreaming about royalty, trying to teach my babies everything about loyalty. My brothers knew me well, but I escaped and climbed and made it out that wishing well. I ain't really hate them, I just told myself
myself to wish him well, cause I could give him love or I can bring him hell. I chose the latter, there ain't way much on my Libra scale, but I'm a Leo, I've been king since I was born. I was sleeping, woke up lost like I was Jason Bourne, and now I won't be stopped as I scrape back to the top. Then you tryna fly, you can't worry about the fucking drop. See, your haters and doubters should be viewed as anchors, cause they'll hold you down and love will come back from a stranger. You never know what life will take you on your next adventure. When you chasing dreams, you can't worry about the means. I mean, you gotta stay true, leave them, just do you, cause you can't live if another man has to feed you. You can't live if another man gotta feed you.